Guys, things have changed for crypto. Today I got an insane, action-packed episode. I'm going to be explaining exactly what's happening behind the scenes right now. The whales you need to be watching, everything you need to know. I am going to put it together. I'm going to reveal my new plan for the crypto market and how I intend to make insane profit within the next year or so. So this is a long-term plan. You will want to watch this video from the beginning until the end in order to take advantage of that. Welcome back everybody. My name is Cristiano, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you are new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. And recently we've been talking a lot about these massive whales, what's going to happen and what is happening behind the scenes. Well, let's begin on the 4-hourly time frame here for Bitcoin. And what you can see is that after having this big drop on the 4-hourly time frame, we are finding a lot of struggle breaking above this orange box here at the $22,000 level. So every time we approach this and try to break it, we get rejected. And it seems like all of the mini rallies we're getting, they seem to be sold into. So yes, the crypto markets are still very, very stressed right now. A lot of people are very fearful, and the traditional markets, luckily today, they are having a nice little green bounce here. But again, on the traditional markets, we are seeing this resistance level at 3,716. So let's see if we can break through this. But if we do get a rejection from this level and start to trend down, that is bad news for Bitcoin and crypto. Because yes, make no mistake, a lot of things have changed within the last few weeks for crypto and Bitcoin. We are at a very fragile place right now. And we are also in a historical place, because if you look at, well, for one, this red line right here, you can see that we have gone below it quite significantly. And yes, every time we have done that previously, it has been good buying opportunities. But just to understand the state of the market right now, let me show you the RSI. You can see that on the RSI, we are at a very low level. We have in fact never been this low in the history of Bitcoin previously. And if you look at all of the different metrics, all of the models we've been using and all of the different fractals we've been looking at, everything is screaming that we are, if not right at the bottom, we are right next to the bottom at least. And also another model that we have seen previously is that in every bear market, in every bear cycle, we have never gone below the previous all-time high. Now stick around guys, I'm going to get into my plan here in a bit. I'm going to reveal what the whales are doing and what you need to pay attention to, but this is important because look at this. On the weekly time frame, you can see that in every bearish cycle, we have never we've never closed below the previous all-time high. So look at this, throughout the history of Bitcoin, boom, pump, this did not go lower than the previous all-time high, which was right here. And also right here, you can see that we had a massive pump in this bearish cycle, which was not, long in terms of time, but in terms of correction, it was pretty severe. And you can see that we didn't go below the previous all-time high. Same thing here, massive pump. You can see that in this bearish correction, again, not very long in terms of time, but in terms of correction, this was 94%, so it was very severe, but we never went below the previous all-time high, which was right here. Okay, let's continue. You have this one. This is the next pump. We never went below, okay, let's just take this as one big cycle then. So one big cycle, we make a swing high right here. This low was still higher than the previous all-time high. Make another high. This low was still higher than this one right here. Then one big bear market again. We go to 2017, we hit 20K. And that is very interesting because 20K, the bear market after that, we didn't go below the previous all-time high right here. But what you can see right now is that we are very close. If I just make a line right there, you can see that the previous all-time high here, we are very close to actually breaking below this level. And let's see, this is one of the things screaming that we are at a bottom right now. Can we go even lower? I will talk about that later on in this video. I'm not ruling out anything, but every single model we've been watching previously has never closed below the previous all-time high. So it doesn't mean that it cannot happen. So this brings me to my plan for the foreseeable future. So the first thing is that I cannot see Bitcoin, and this is one thing I've been saying throughout the last year almost. I cannot see Bitcoin going to a massive pump at this point with the traditional markets going down and with the current environment we are in. Now, I'm not saying that we necessarily have to dump, much lower than where we are at right now, but I am anticipating a lot of sideways action, guys. I'm expecting a slow grind. We can go down lower, of course we can, but in general, I think that a slow grind is definitely in the cards, and I think that you are going to have a lot of time to position yourself in crypto and prepare yourself for the next bullish market, because we still do not know the implications of what's going on with Celsius right now. No one expected Celsius to blow up. No one expected, well, some people expected Luna to blow up. But yes, that had massive contagion. And when Luna blew up, I did tell you that, we are going to see some massive implications from Luna blowing up. And that is what we are seeing right now. So let's talk about the dangers and the kind of unknowns right now in the market. And let me explain the whales. Let me explain how this all unfolded. Okay, so 3 Arrows Capital is, of course, the VC capital firm we have been talking about. They are apparently, insolvent. And this is also going to have massive contagion into the market. But look at this. They bought, or they had $560 million in locked Luna, and this almost $600 million they invested into Luna is now worth $670. So, they took a huge hit on Luna here. We didn't know exact contagion, the exact effects of Luna going down. Well, this was one of the things that happened. Now, this led, and I think that Alameda Research actually knew before anyone else that 3 Arrows Capital was already insolvent. Why? Because before Celsius, before anything regarding STETH and anything regarding 3 Arrows Capital, we know that Alameda Research, they exited their STETH position suffering massive slippage. So they exited almost $50 million in one transaction and another almost $43 million in another transaction. They suffered massive fees to do this and also massive slippage. Now, at the time, we were wondering, why would Alameda Research exit STETH like this? Well, now we know the reason. They knew that 3 Arrows Capital had a lot of STETH. They were not going to be able to exit. And also they knew that Celsius had massive amounts of STETH. They would not be able to exit. So the curve pool right now, you can see that we have only 111 Ethereum, or 111,000 Ethereum in the curve pool. And you can see that the STETH to ETH peg is going down even harder right now. Now, this is because 3 Arrows Capital unloaded massive amounts of STETH for Ethereum, bringing down the peg even more. So yeah, Alameda Research basically front ran 3 Arrows Capital and Celsius, taking out their STETH before they were able to do that. So they had definitely some insights telling them that this was in the cards. Now, why 3 Arrows Capital so significant? Well, not only were they one of the biggest VC firms, they were also managing treasuries for different projects. So basically, these projects which 3 Arrows Capital invested in, and maybe even projects they were not invested in, they would give their treasuries to 3 Arrows Capital because, hey, it's a trusted 3 Arrows Capital. And it's one of the most trusted VC firms out there. They would take their money for an 8% APR. So how much money did 3 Arrows Capital have? Well, who knows? But you are definitely going to see some of the projects which were managed by 3 Arrows Capital. They are going to become insolvent and they are going to blow up. And you will see that during the next couple of weeks and months. Which brings me back to Celsius Network, because as we know on Celsius Network's Aave wallet, we know that they have a massive position here. They have posted STETH as collateral, wrapped Bitcoin and wrapped Ethereum, and they have taken out stablecoin loans. Now, this is not in immediate danger of being liquidated, but we also know that they are, stuck between a rock and a hard place, because how much of these stablecoins do they actually still have? How much is this just leverage? If you don't understand what I mean by that, is you post, let's say $100 million in collateral here, you take out a stablecoin loan, then you buy even more collateral, you deposit that and take out even more loans, and then you kind of, increase that. That is leverage on Aave, which is very dangerous. It's very degenerate. It seems like Celsius have been doing that. So in essence, all of the stable coins they took out as loans is most likely already invested into more collateral here. So leaving them without sufficient funds to run their business. And that is why we are in this kind of situation we are in right now. So unless they come up with, $300 million, which is not something, at least I don't have that in my back pocket, unless they come out with that, and I don't know how they are going to do that, this is stuck here and pressure is piling on. You're seeing more and more lawsuits and more investigations into Celsius Network. We know that they have hired a restructuring lawyer, but chances are that the collateral here is going to end up in the liquid market, that they are going to have to, settle this debt in some way or another. Now, we know that they have 409 million STETH, which again, there is not enough STETH or there's not enough Ethereum for them to exit that. They can exit about 25% of that position if they dump their entire bag, which would crash the STETH price down to zero, which is, completely insane. Of course, at that point, someone is most likely going to step in and buy STETH, because STETH during the merge, it's still going to be one-to-one with Ethereum. But for now, they are not able to redeem their entire bag for Ethereum. And they are in a very hard position. And the chances are they are going to have to liquidate their entire position right here. And also on Maker, they have a massive position. The liquidation price is if Bitcoin reaches $14,000. They're going to have to liquidate their entire collateral, which is $541 million in Bitcoin, in wrapped Bitcoin, which is completely insane. Now, chances are they're going to have to settle this as well by taking a massive loss on this position, which brings me to this whale as well. As we know, they have posted $220 million in wrapped Ethereum here as collateral. The health factor is right now 1.12, which is very low still. And this is the same whale that was very, very close to getting liquidated, just within a couple of dollars. That would have a massive effect on the crypto markets. All in all, it just takes a, wick on Bitcoin right here. If we do see a significant wick to the downside, that is enough to probably liquidate this whale holding $220 million in wrapped Ethereum, and also, put a lot of pressure on these positions, which Celsius has. And Celsius may have to liquidate these anyway if they are definitely bankrupt, which we will find out hopefully within the next couple of days and week. So this leaves a lot of different factors in the market right now. And if you believe that things are going to, be absolutely fine with all of this, we are going to continue to the upside. Celsius are going to be able to raise a lot of money. They are going to be able to pay off this debt, and this different whale on Aave as well is going to make this position whole and not get liquidated. That's fine. But the question is, should you be overexposed to the market right now until we know of these X factors? I don't think so. This is why I am holding off a bit. I am going to be one of the biggest buyers of Bitcoin and Ethereum once the dust has settled. But for now, with the current environment we are in, I am definitely waiting a couple of days and weeks until the dust settles. And then we will have more information and we will be able to make better financial decisions, right? So I am going to keep track of what Alameda Research are doing here as well, because they were the first one to, by their actions, show us that Celsius was illiquid and that Three Arrows Capital was illiquid by dumping their STETH. I'm going to keep track of everything you need to know if you're invested in the crypto market. One last thing to talk about is that the huge Bitcoin whale here, the fourth largest Bitcoin whale, is increasing his Bitcoin stack. buying more Bitcoin every other day here, selling some as well, yes. But yeah, buying more Bitcoin, and definitely as we went down to $21,000, has been buying even more Bitcoin. So I'm going to keep you updated on this as well. It's really interesting that he sold off 500 Bitcoin here, right at $30,000 before the big drop. So he probably also got some inside information regarding what was going to come out and the entire market crashing here just a week or so ago. So we're keeping track of that. Make sure to join my team over on Bybit and claim a $4,530 bonus if you want to start trading and claim this. Use this link, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.